All right, we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Once Upon a Game. We're playing Vincent and Megs Baker's amazing Firebrand's new hotness in Dreaming Avalon. This is the Arthurian Legends style of Firebrands. I know if you've been here before, you might have seen me that I've been playing old mecha anime Firebrands, the gold standard, or maybe the other hotness, the Game of Thrones Firebrands. The King is Dead. And now we're bringing you this third one, which is super awesome. I love seeing more variants of this game because I might be working on one myself. So, we'll see. Anyways, we're not here to hear me talk about stuff. You're here to see us play games. And in order to do that, I have to bring over friends. And these are my friends at my internet dinner table that we're playing together at via the power of the internets. So, let's go around and meet everybody, because you might see some familiar faces, or maybe not. We'll see. So, let's just go down in line. So, Umbra, how are you? Hey.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning for you.
Thank you very much. I was just reminded by Flux that I should be waking up in 4 hours, so that's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm very glad to be here.
Yeah.
A game I've had my eyes on for a while, and very glad to be here and try it out.
Yeah, and you are familiar with Firebrands in these style of games, are you not?
Mm-hmm. I'm quite familiar, I would say.
Oh.
Played a little bit of them.
Oh, really? Where did you play them?
Well, I've played a bunch of them. I played some of them here. I had a lovely session at The King is Dead. But I think you're referring to the lovely Love of Matterville that I did with Astani over there. You're over there somewhere. And a few other lovely people, which was a very good time.
Yes. Awesome.
Nothing bad ever happened.
No,
never.
We
were all friends.
Of course. That's how every game of Firebrands goes.
Yeah.
So, speaking of which, Astani, welcome. Long time no see. How are you?
It's been a while. I'm super excited to be here. Umbra was actually the one who told me that Vincent Baker was working on this, and I was like, oh my god, I have to play it. And then I happened to catch your Firebrands game that you did. What was it, Saturday?
It was Saturday, yes.
Which was really good, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a bad game of Firebrands, to be honest.
It's hard to do.
And you mentioned that this was coming up, and I was like, can I make this work? So here I am.
Yeah. So awesome. So happy to have you. And also, I'm super happy to have Fraser back from the dead. Welcome.
Yeah. I was on the DL for a long time there. And now I have to wear glasses. That's how long I've been gone.
You're old. Mortality has crept up on you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically 6 years ago, a doctor said you should probably start wearing these, and I never did. And then things got worse. But I like to think it's in the last 6 months that things have degraded.
Yeah.
It's definitely not my fault.
Yeah.
But it is.
Your body is slowly going to betray you for the rest of your life. So it begins.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
Welcome. Yeah, super happy to have you back here. Great.
Yeah.
So now that we've introduced all of our players, now I want to introduce you guys to the game. And of course, the first thing first is that we are playing a role-playing game, and that the rule that trumps all other rules is that we will be vigilant about one another's happiness and pressure and fun and safety. We want to be safe because we are people engaging in this activity that's called gaming first and foremost, and we're not putting our characters in a way that's going to be super not safe and fun for each other. But since we don't know exactly where we fall in certain things like that, even though we may have played together, we may have not, and you're a prodigal son returning, we don't know those types of things, so let's just be cool, and and if you're be aware and you're totally okay with saying something like, hey, can we veil right there, or can we fade to black, or actually I really don't want to have this thing in our game, can we actually exit out? It's just not really where I want to be right now. There's different degrees right there, and we have something like the X card or whatever is like our emergency punch out, our ejection tool, but there's plenty of spaces and ways to talk about things before that. And so that's sort of like the big rule that I always want to say first and foremost, is that our safety comes first. So we're acknowledge that we're people playing a game. That's going to be the rule that trumps all other rules, and that's it. All right. Other than that, obviously do all the other good stuff like listen to everybody, active listening, reincorporating what people say, and go with the first thing that's in your head. Be obvious, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure we kind of know, but it's always good to repeat. And now, what are we doing here? What's this game about? Well, in Vincent and Meg's own words, what orchard is this, we fairies, we knights, in which we meet? It is the orchard of dreaming Avalon, the sacred isle of apples, the golden summer crown of fairyland. Oh, thank you for the rep. You just thank you. Fraser, you just subscribed. Thank you.
The funny thing is if I knew that you were, if I was able to,
yeah.
When you, like, had I known I was able to, I would have done so a lot sooner. That's how long I've been gone.
Oh.
So also congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I am a Twitch affiliate, so I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. So where was I? Right. The golden summer crown of fairyland, Avalon. We knights, late of Arthur's round of Camelot. We knights are travelers here. We've lost our way upon the mortal road, or else lay down beside it to sleep, and so dreamed ourselves to this strange place. And we fairies, we are the court of the goddess Moon and his queen, Morgan Le Fay. We also slept once, and were mortal in ancient and forgotten times. But now we are fairies, and our waking life is yet our dreams. What will we here, we fairies, we knights, to while away our dreaming hour? And so what we're going to be doing is we're making characters, either a fairy or a knight, and then we're going to take turns, basically trying to fall in love with each other, playing this sort of games in the style of Mario Party, where we're each going to be selecting these mini games and engaging with a subset of each of us in them, and stringing along these games together to create a really fun story for this evening. And that's going to be kind of it. So I think we're kind of good here. So we have the deck ready to go. So let's create our characters. So I brought it on screen over here. I should probably go over the general rule, because this is really nice. I feel like this wasn't something that wasn't necessarily included, or maybe I just never bothered reading in previous versions of Firebrand-esque games. But just so now it's explicit. When you're given a prompt in this game, you can either be literal and read it exactly out loud, or you can embellish it as long as you provide the very thrust of what the reply or what the question and prompt is asking you. You can embellish as much as you like, as long as you capture that sort of like soul of what the question's asking. I know that's very subjective, and that's totally fine. Just don't try to contradict what's written is really the golden rule here. That's the spirit of play. All right, so that's pretty good. Vincent also has a couple extra things about your duties, like some just good best general play advice. But right, and of course if we miss a rule or we make a mistake, it's no big deal. It happens. We'll fix it later, right? So let's go ahead and make our characters. So as a group, we're going to need 2 fairies and 2 knights. All right, so unlike other games, we need specifically 2 fairies and 2 knights. Who will play a fairy?
I want to be a knight, I think.
Okay.
Hmm?
So we have one knight.
I'm good either way.
Mm-hmm.
Both are pretty cool. So if someone has a particular feeling one way or the other.
I would love to play a fairy. So I'm going to throw my hat in the ring for a fairy.
1 and 1. Do you have a preference, Estini? Oh, you're muted.
I was leaning a bit towards knight, but I am happy to play either.
Okay, then I'll be a fairy, and that is cool with me.
All right.
Cool. All right then. So then we have our 2 fairies and our 2 knights. Now we're going to actually go ahead and kind of go around and sort of set up our characters here. Okay. So on the screen, we have character creation for both knights and fairies. What you'll see here is that it's a prompt-based character creation with a couple fictional sort of like traits to give yourself. And you'll be giving over a couple things. And all right, so let me read over this and which ones I'm gonna figure out which ones I want to be, I want to choose.
Do we write our choices anywhere, or just remember them, or?
Yeah, we're gonna copy them over in a second to the actual play screen.
Oh, okay.
Right. So you can either make a note somewhere on the screen to remind yourself. Like what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna underline the ones that I want for here, and then I bring them over later.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Worst mentions Dawn de Fee, translation of Morgan for Dawn Le Fay, which is French for the fairies. Oh, I did not know that.
Huh, interesting.
That's good.
So why is that?
Cool. So, do I choose to be? Okay. I guess I'll try to go first and worm my way through the process here. I'm a fairy of dreaming Avalon. I appear as genderqueer, except that.
So many good choices.
Right. Ooh, I definitely have stag-like antlers.
Ooh.
With beautiful silver bells dangling from them. Yeah, I like that.
I like that too.
I think do I actually have hooves too, or not? That's the question I have for myself. No. I definitely have antlers with bells, like nice little like gesture-y kind of bells dangling from them. In addition to, I like having jewels for eyes. I have sapphires for eyes, and I'm not gonna give myself goat's legs. I think having jewels for eyes is good for me. But otherwise, in appearance, I dress sort of like a. I dress sort of like a jester, so I sort of have the Harlequin style of clothing. However, I also wear a what's the word for the chest plate of an armor that a cavalry person would wear, like a mounted person, whatever that is, right? Like a cavalier, or like a a noble cavalry person's sort of breastplate is metal with the
Yeah, I think it might just be a breastplate.
Yeah, and with a large, with it's gold, and it has a bright orange maple leaf on the front of it.
Yeah.
And I am bold and playful. My name. Oh, this is always the hardest part, right? Let's see. I mean, obviously the first thing that comes up with in my head is fawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with fawn, just so I remember it. And my pronouns are he. Yeah. Okay. And cool. I also need to note that events might see me appointed as Morgan Le Fay, which is cool. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna start writing that down so I can copy it later.
Okay. Yeah.
Who wants to go next? Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. I am a knight of King Arthur's court. Come here to dreaming Avalon. I am a man, and in appearance, I'm tall, dark, and ugly. Let's see, an older black man, probably it really looks in his like late 50s, like short, like very short cropped hair, bit of like a stubble going on. I think mostly dresses in like long coats and like more that style, like more medium armor than heavy in that sense. He wears lots of belts.
Lots of? What do you mean lots of belts? Are they just like all over? Is it like a bandolier of belts?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, lots of straps for things. And in the character, I am brooding and steadfast. My name is Sir Aracourt of the Golden Tree.
Sir Aracourt?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, and I'll copy these over to our play screen so everyone can see them when we're done.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
Pronouns are he, him.
Oh,
his.
yes.
And that's me.
I can go next.
Sure.
I am a knight of King Arthur's court, come here to Dreaming Avalon. I am a man, and in appearance, I am tall and almost kind of waifish. I'm delicate for a man, and I have pale golden hair and green eyes. I am impulsive and loyal. I wear plate armor. I see myself in plate armor, even though it looks too heavy for me. My name is Sir Duncan, and my pronouns are he, him.
Sir Duncan.
Yes.
There can be only one. Okay, I think I am all but set. So I'm gonna be non-binary, except that I have autumn leaves for hair, lustrous green skin, and I'm lighter than air. My name is Lo, and I am daring and forgiving. And pronouns, I think since non-binary can just be whatever you feel like. I feel like they would appear to be like a different sex depending on the lighting and their like manner and lots of different things.
Yeah.
So
it's literally in flux. And
exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
And I think I got everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And now we can bring you over to the actual beginning of the game. I just need to grab everyone's characters, and then we can begin play. The game suggests that if you're confused or you're not really sure where to start, doing a solitaire game is good. So that's an option. But let me just grab everybody's things. I realize I don't think I gave you enough time to write down your character on the character screen, and so forgive me for that.
Yeah, actually, I think I need to expand on mine a bit, so they can't edit the one that you placed. So I'll just make a new one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. It probably got it overruled. Yeah, if we can just place them to the left like how I did it. And then I'll also get a little color tokens for all of us to put next to our names, and then we can so everyone can see what our tokens are and who's playing in what game when they come around. So let me just grab those from my list of objects. I played so many games that all of my uploaded stuff is just all over the place. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
text.
Anyone want a particular color? It doesn't matter. Purple, green, and red are up for grabs.
Ooh, I like purple.
I'll take green.
Yeah, I'll take the last one.
There we go.
If you want, you can move the text down, but I don't know how to do it. I keep selecting it and then going to text, but then
It's Roll20 is not exactly made for text editing.
Yeah.
Done. There we go. Yeah. Arthurian Legends predates that by quite a lot. Yeah, but weren't Arthurian Legends actually originally written in French? I know they were spoken by British, but I think of Le Mort d'Arthur, right? As sort of like the de facto, but what do I know? I'm not an expert.
I have no idea.
Yeah, look, the tradition is probably older than that, but Le Mort d'Arthur might be the first written down version.
Yeah, that probably makes sense. Okay. Cool. So now we're ready to begin play. Does somebody want to go first, or should we look at a solitaire, or what do we want to do? Because we should be. It says the game says to determine it first player randomly. So should we do that? You want me to roll a d4?
Sure.
And let the die of fate decide. Cool. I'll just go by order of the screen. So I'm 1, Umber's 2, Estania you're 3, Fraser you're 4. All right. Okay.
No.
The dice have thus saith randomness, and thus saith I go first. Cool. I really want to try out the new solitaire game. So I'm going to do that for this one here. I know that might be a little boring, but it's cool because this game has cards for solitaire. Rather than reading from a list of certain things, I interpret it based on what cards I draw.
Oh.
Look, I think I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to do this privately. Yeah, I'm supposed to lay these cards face down. Okay.
So we'll just picture thought bubbles coming off of your character's head.
No, yeah, let me just make sure they get played face down. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna deal. I'm gonna deal 2 cards to me.
Yeah, some of them are supposed to be face up, depending on
right. Yeah,
which lay you choose.
Exactly. All right, cool. So this game is just for me, and I feel like I am singing a song, riding a donkey, through these woods. A nice little like rhyming limerick song, admiring the plants as I go by. And I will choose, let's see. So I have to draw cards from the deck and place them before you in the same arrangement. And okay. So I choose one of these 4 games. I choose between the Lovers, the Crown, the Serpent, and the Crossroad.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose the Lovers, which was with whom should I best fall in love? Because I think that's the song I'm singing. I'm singing a song about a love. And I realize, you know what? That sounds really fun. Let's do that. And, right? So let me go ahead. Yeah, the game is solitaire with cards, Mr. Worse. I know it's a revolutionary concept. Okay, cool. So I'm choosing the lover. So I have to play 1 card face down, and the card face up is my lover. Oh, wait. Why do I see my cards? I see both of them. I feel like I might have messed up already. Because they get played face down, but I see them from my hand.
Oh, really? Yeah. With me, it just seems like they're both face down.
Yeah, hold on. I feel like I have to do so. I feel like I need to reshuffle. I have to look at the... Sorry, this is the first time I'm doing it. I have to get the card set up right. So playing cards. When playing face down, players see number of cards. How do I make it so you don't see the cards? Let's see.
You could move or copy the cards to another GM screen and do it there. And then
I can do. I think I think I can do allow choosing cards from specifically from the deck, and I think I could do it so I can only see the backs of them. So that might work. Let me try that. Yeah, here we go. Because let me just shuffle. All right.
Yeah. It's also not the worst thing in the world if you happen to see the face down card.
There we go. I drew.
That's fine as a part of the game.
Right. So I drew both of these cards, and I have no idea what they are, but I'm gonna flip the right one over. Okay, so it's a Jack of Diamonds. So now we interpret this, right? So I'm interpreting this from the cards face down. Sorry, the card face down is me. The face up card is my lover. So I look at a spade or a diamond is a knight. So I'm looking at a knight. An ace is a paragon. A king is a peerless in their rank. A queen is generous in their nature. A jack isn't filled their nature but seeks it after. But seeks after it. Cool. So I'm looking for someone who also hasn't exactly, who's still like kind of discovering things. Okay. All right. Works for me. So I'm looking for a lover who's not sure about what's going on, which sounds like fun. So I'm probably singing a song about adventuring and being like, it will be a journey that we'll discover together what it means to love. How romantic, I say as I like gleefully like roil my hands together, and I begin to start picking up beautiful flowers for this so-called love that I have not yet met. Right? So I start picking up like a bouquet of beautiful wildflowers. And cool, that's my turn for solitaire.
Okay, let's see. I think I would like to do one as well. Figured good to get some direction starting out.
A solitaire? Okay.
Yeah, so let's see. I think I'm gonna go for the serpent. I think to contrast this cheerful ride through the woods, I think we see my character. We see Sir Ericourt, and he's walking down the dusty street, not a street, a road, through the woods. But it's hard to see. He's moving through this fey landscape. I think it's at some point he sits down under a large oak tree and pulls out a deck of cards. Because he seeks guidance for himself. He fears that he has been lost in the woods.
Yeah. And for those playing at home, the serpent minigame is the game about who is your secret enemy. So it plays very similarly to what we're doing. So the face down card is you. The face card up is an enemy. It's the enemy you must beware, or the course or ideal you must not pursue. So you set it up. Do you have the power to flip those cards?
I think so, yes. So you can't rotate them, but I think that's fine. So let's see. This should be the face-up card. It's the Jack of Clubs.
Okay. Remember?
So
it's a fairy. A harder club is a fairy. A club is a more artful fairy.
Yeah, so maybe not. So someone who is more. Let's see. Because it also says of the ideal that the Jack is whimsical and fickle and impatient. So,
well, I guess you don't know any whimsical, artistic fairies with sapphire eyes.
Yeah,
certainly not.
Just see one.
Yeah. So perfect.
So let's see, and I think. Let's see. I don't think I can look at the face, look at it just by myself, but I would like to have a look at it.
I think you can take the card and put it in your hand, and then no one else can see it.
Yeah. I see. Yeah, this is good.
Perfect. Okay. If it's cool, I'm going to recall the cards and shuffle them.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out a good way to do that.
I can do it just real quick from the deck.
Mm.
Cool.
Cool.
Oh, thanks for the host, Peachy Pixel. Thank you so much.
Mm.
All right. Would one of you two like to go?
I'm thinking mischief because I'm daring. And
Yeah.
I was initially going with the hunt, and I was like, that's a pretty hardcore opening scene.
Yeah.
So maybe more mischiefy.
Okay. Okay, cool. So you have to choose a partner. You are
Yeah.
the querent, and they are the dreamer.
Yeah, I was thinking Sir Duncan.
Okay.
Cool. So the object of mischief is to play to find out how your chosen partner feels about you. And you're probably going to mess up your chances with them, but maybe it'll work out. That's what.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, cool. So the querent.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so you guys have to do some stuff. You're conducting the mischief. Do you want to read it, Fraser, or should I do it? You cool?
You could read it.
Okay, cool. Querent, you conduct the mischief. Start with part 1. You read the script aloud. And then continue to part 2. And the dreamer can interrupt as they choose. However, the dreamer, you may break off freely at any time, in which case the mischief ends at once. Okay.
Okay. So I just start reading from part 1.
Mm-hmm.
You're peacefully asleep and dreaming Avalon. I'm somewhere else entirely, minding my own business, just smoking some incense and letting my mind wander. You're dreaming that you're dreaming. You won't remember this when you wake up, or maybe you will remember it, but you'll think it was a dream. I don't actually know. You'll probably remember it. Anyway, in your dream of a dream, I could ask you a few questions and you should answer them. I hope you answer them honestly, but you should answer them however you want. Unless you don't want to answer them at all. You can dream of waking up whenever you choose. Just say something like, enough, I dream of waking up. Then the spell of, or whatever it is, ends, and so does the game. May I continue, or do you dream of waking up now?
You may continue.
So then I just go to part 2, I'm assuming?
Yep.
The fact is, I'm curious about you, but I'm not sure how I feel about you, and I haven't decided how I'm going to approach you. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Choose questions and ask them. Ask at most 4, then go on to part 3. If I do something stereotypically fairy, like rubbing and scrubbing your armor all full of cake crumbs and burnt currants, so that when you wear it, it tickles and itches hideous, will you find that endearing or annoying?
I would find that annoying.
Weird. I think I might show you my feelings in a fairy fashion by committing some kind of mischief. What kind of mischief might you be able to forgive? What kind probably wouldn't you forgive?
That's hard to say because I'm not familiar with fairy mischief. So I suppose it would be more forgivable if no one gets hurt. If it's something that a mortal would be more inclined to laugh off, then so would I. If it is more cruel, then I am less inclined to forgive.
Yeah, I think that's on point because typical fairy stuff is usually like it goes too far in general.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Next time we meet, I think I might be so awkward that I'll accidentally slight you, or on purpose. It's hard to know. Anyway, what's a slight that you might be able to forgive? What's a slight that you probably won't? Other than probably the harm thing already, right?
You could slight my appearance and I would forgive you. If you slight my honor as a knight, I probably won't.
Ah.
Good to know. Oh, I didn't even know this, but wait, I've squandered a chance to ask you to steal time with me by choosing to play this game instead. So that's what happens when you don't read all the games, Fraser. Okay.
No, that was a question.
That is a question.
Oh. Okay. Well, I didn't know there was that many game to begin with, so it's a good question.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So I guess the
go on to part 3.
Haven't squandered it, right?
You've squandered one chance, but there may be others.
Okay, and then the next day you find that here describes some mischief. I'm not saying that I did it, made it. Oh, great.
Yeah, and there's some examples on the page.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I like that a lot. Your sword is a swordfish. I don't know what hatbirds are, but you got it. So I don't think anything against your honor, unless your sword is connected to that in a primal way that I'm not aware of, but it seems innocent to me.
So you have stripped me of my knightly accoutrement.
I guess so.
or upgraded it.
Yeah, a swordfish. There's so many things you could do with a swordfish. And plus,
sword was also a fish.
And it could be like a fleeting thing too. Who knows, right? See, it says mischief is done and ends. So
yes.
Perhaps it's a swordfish for only like a bit, and you do a double take, and then it's a sword again.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
Let's leave it up to Sir Duncan to decide how long it lasts.
Yeah.
Unless it's obviously a consequence of another game or something.
Well,
yeah.
I was about to say it's gonna last long enough for me to start to hunt this mischievous fairy.
Ah. Okay. I was like, oh, or it's like it'll last long enough for meeting sword to sword, which would be very interesting. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, totally.
To a duel, slap with a sword.
So yeah, it is. All right, so let's. How about you take the next game, Staney, since you haven't gone for the round yet.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So I'm gonna choose a hunt, and I shall choose low.
Hunt. Okay.
Makes sense. The object of your dream. So yeah.
Who turned my sword into a fish?
Yeah.
And
you
also
probably,
ask me probing questions.
Yeah. So you're probably the hunter, right, Astani?
Yes.
Sir Duncan's the hunter, and Low is your query.
Yes.
Cool. So you're going to see if the query is actually captured. Oh, so this is like a chase. This is a chase by any other name.
Yes.
Right. Cool. Oh, but you play with cards in your hand.
Ooh, this is going to be interesting.
Vincent. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. But this is cool because
a game with cards.
So in all chases, in all chases and firebrands, the query will lead the hunt. But obviously you need to do stuff like what you have to say what you notice about each other, if anything like that. And of course, Umber, you and I can decide whether or not to ask for any extra details about what's going on, right? Or anything like that, or even kind of like suggest or ask for details of what's coming up and those types of things, right? So let's go ahead and get started here. So it kind of makes sense. You're hunting them through the woods, as you said.
That's how I picture it, yeah.
Are you on horseback?
I am, but I have stripped off my armor so that I may move faster.
Right.
It's packed away.
Yes. Okay, then. Rachel, take it away.
Okay, so a question. What do you notice about each other? Is that an invitation for each player to say something about the other character, or to volunteer information about your own characters to someone else?
It can be interpreted either way. I prefer it when when one player has control about telling the other person what they found out about their character. If that makes sense. You have control of the information that they found out about your character. Right? So you
tell them about yourself.
Yeah, you tell Sir Duncan what they've noticed about Lo.
Okay, I think that you've noticed that Lo is clearly doing this out of like a playful mischief thing, and it is definitely not a challenge or a conflict driven thing.
You notice that Sir Duncan still has a swordfish on the back of his horse.
Does it still occasionally like flop around? Like, or is it dead? Okay.
It's living. It's a living swordfish strapped to the back of his saddle.
Yeah. It's not like in pain. It's not, but it's not drowning. But it's like just like, this is my life now.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm a weapon.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Right. Like, okay. I just want to make sure we're on the same page of what kind of thing it is. Okay. Totally. Cool. All right. So, it looks like I have to give. Each of you get 4 cards.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Cool. I'll deal 4 cards to both of you.
Okay.
Cool.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, so now, the quarry conducts the chase. You'll lead the hunter through a series of challenges and admissions. Choose freely, except that one of these must be an admission. Each of your hunters... you can have multiple hunters. Oh, that's good to know. Each of your hunters must answer each of the challenges and admissions in turn in the order you indicate. All right?
How do the cards come into play?
Yeah, other players can join freely as hunters, it says.
So after each challenge or admission, judge for yourself which of the hunters has given you the best answer, and give that hunter a card from your hand, or else declare that none of them have given you an answer good enough and award none.
Oh, interesting.
After a total of 4 challenges, compare cards. Yep.
I think it's just the quarry who has cards.
Oh, I see. Okay. I will recall all of the cards.
It would have been such a good poker hand too.
Well, it's because it's all face cards.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
The faces and the aces.
I was like, oh my gosh, I had 3 aces.
Right.
But they didn't help me at all.
Okay, so it's subjective. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Quarry, at the end of each challenge, judge for yourself if the hunter has given you a good answer, and give that hunter a card from your hand, or else declare that none of them have given you an answer and award none. Either way, you remain free or win free again, and the hunt continues. Okay?
Okay, so I have to issue a challenge, right?
Yes.
Or an admission.
Yep.
Or an admission. Oh, yeah. Well, this one's pretty evocative, so I'll lead with a challenge. I'm lightning leaping across the sky, crashing into branches of a storm-tossed tree. Can you leap after me? How?
I can, because my horse is well trained to the sounds of war and battle. And so while other horses might be startled by the lightning strike and rear up and run away, I'm able to keep my horse in check, and we're able to maintain our course and chase you down as lightning.
Yeah. Are you literally lightning, or is that a metaphor?
I am lightning. I'm literally lightning.
Okay.
Does your horse have a name?
It will come to me, but for now, no.
Okay.
Does the fish have a name? Okay, so do I just keep... Do I do anything with my card now after issuing a challenge? No?
Yeah, you judge whether or not that... Yeah, so after each challenge or admission, judge for yourself which of your hunters has given you the best answer, and give that hunter a card from your hand, or else declare that none of them have given you an answer good enough and award none.
Okay, yeah. I think that was a good answer, so I just click and drag it to Steenie.
You might have to put it on the table and then have a Staney pick it up.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
Then you come at them and issue another challenge or admission.
Mm-hmm. I steal a look back at you, and you're nearer than I thought. When I meet your eye, what do I see?
I think you expect to see anger. You expect that this is a pissed off knight chasing you down because he wants to skewer you with his swordfish. And you do see intensity. Like, I am determined to catch you, and I will throw caution to the wind to try to catch you. But that anger that you're expecting isn't there.
Okay. I like it. Here's a card. I've boxed myself in inadvertently in and will have to pass you closely to get away again. What can you make of my mistake?
Like, what advantage can I make of that, I guess? Or
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's yeah. Why this fairy so stupid?
I think depending on what form you take, because you've established that you're at least able to become lightning. So you're able to take many forms. Mm-hmm. And I think with you having to pass closely, I'm able to get a sense of you. And maybe it's not something I quite understand because I'm in this strange fairy world. And like, if we were mortals in the mortal world, it might be that I would be able to identify you, but instead it's more that there's something about your presence that I would be able to identify again. Like, maybe you have a particular scent, or maybe there's a sound when you pass by, but there's something that is revealed to me when you pass by too close. And I'll be able to use that to find you again.
I mean, I have a suggestion. Mm-hmm. You have autumn leaves for hair, so it's probably the smell of leaves of some kind, right?
The sound and smell of leaves, like crunching and rustling as you move by. That's perfect.
ASMR stuff going on there.
That is good. You are rewarded.
And I can get all your cards.
Well, there's no other hunters anyway, but I do like all the answers.
Okay. I'm about to say, like, you could keep your cards, but yeah, I'm gonna get all your cards.
Then, if you have you have one card left.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he has one more challenge or admission.
Mm-hmm. There are others ahead, and I must suddenly change my course. Who are they, and what are they to you?
They are other fairies. Maybe they're rivals or enemies of you. Or maybe they're friends and you don't want to get caught leading this knight around on a silly chase. Either way, to me, they don't matter. Only my quarry matters.
You're pretty good with these answers. Okay. Okay, so you've got all the cards.
All right. Well, then you certainly do not break away and escape.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you wanted to be honest.
No, not with those answers.
Corey, you choose how the hunt ends. You choose from the list of 6, I think.
Yeah, I think the last one, you've proven yourself and I let you catch me. Makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it.
Okay, cool. So then you've captured them. And then that scene ends. I think we have time for one more before we go to our first break. So.
Yeah, I have an idea. Unless you have something particular in mind.
No. Give me your idea. Let's go with you.
Mm-hmm. So, Dawn, would you like to do a joust with me?
I would love to do a joust with you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone else plays as judges or onlookers. Maybe this is happening after you get captured, right? Or like maybe during it. So maybe you guys both spy this going on.
Yeah, I was thinking that we might even be like the people up ahead at the end of the chase.
Yeah, perfect.
It's like pan over there as this like the capture is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Yeah, I think I've had this reading from the serpent in my mind that I have an enemy in this land that I must find. I've been looking for them for some time, and now I think I found you. With my horse and my lance in hand, I'm ready to challenge you for honor and to get me out of this godforsaken land.
Okay, then. So, this is a game that's going to require the judges and onlookers. So the judges, you will agree amongst yourselves which of the games here presented will stand in for the joust and determine its victor and loser. Okay. So we agreed to play the joust. The audience gets to decide which of these mini games we get to play. So what game do we play that represents the joust today? There's four choices.
I think there's an obvious choice.
Okay.
I'm immediately drawn to how, sir, will you receive my lance?
I was also thinking that.
Okay.
But I think it's decided.
All right. We will play How, Sir, Will You Receive My Lance?
I was also thinking it would be neat if this scene, like if this was a movie or whatever, this scene would be happening with jump cuts as I was being chased, and at the near end is when we come upon you guys, perhaps.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. So, judges, you decide who takes the first turn.
What do you notice about each other, though?
I am super happy and excited and enthusiastic. I have a golden smile across my face. My heart leaps out of my chest and it goes Baruga, kind of thing, like it was a cartoon. If it was The Mask or something.
Yeah. I am tired and old. I've been doing this for a while. I can't really tell how long I've been chasing you. So now I'm just sort of resigned to this fate. Like, let's do this. Let's get this done.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of want Eric to go first. Fraser, what are your thoughts?
I think so. I think it's usually nice if somebody invites you to the minigame to allow them to go first. I don't know. Seems good.
Okay. Sir Ericourt of the Golden Tree, how, sir, will you receive my lance?
Thoroughly. And how, sir, Dawn, will you receive my lance?
With a groan and then a laugh. Sir Duncan, how, sir, will you receive my lance?
Are you still talking to me?
Oh my God, yes, Sir Eric. You're Sir Ericourt. Forgive me.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Wrong name.
with an exasperated sigh. And how, Sir Dawn, will you receive my lance?
Reluctantly, but then excitedly. Sir Ericourt of the Golden Tree, how, sir, will you receive my lance?
It shall be a long, drawn-out process that we'll both regret. And how, Dawn, will you receive my lance?
Unsatisfyingly, left for more. Sir Ericourt of the Golden Tree, how shall you receive my lance?
Excitedly, as the encounter goes on late into the night. And how, Dawn, will you receive my lance?
With the vigor of the sun and moon. Sir Ericourt of the Golden Tree, how shall you receive my lance?
With great excitement, for I have found a worthy partner.
Umbra, I think you're smiling.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And
Is that,
I would
so,
like,
yeah.
I would
So, yeah,
lose that mini game in like a second.
I know, we're fucking stone cold.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
wow, these guys are good at it.
Eric, you
Yeah.
got close a couple of times
I
because
know.
you just, but yeah.
I know, I got close.
Yeah, so I think we get that moment of joy on his face. It's like, okay, yeah, this is good. And then he gets unhorsed, falls off his horse and tumbles off into the ground.
That was fun.
You're happy to fall, and I'm happy to be caught.
Yeah. And
That was fun.
I think we end with saying, "Sir, you may have fallen, but it is I who is smitten." And we go.
Cool. So who wants
And
to do this?
yeah, that's good. And it's 7:03, so we should probably go to our first break. Then we'll come back for the second part here of In Dreaming Avalon. So we'll see you guys on the other side.